dear MSc students. On behalf of the PG Department of Chemistry, Sharda Girls College, I warmly welcome everyone to the validictory function of the one-day national workshop on IPR, recent trends of intellectual property rights in chemical research and industry. It gives me immense pleasure to host this evening program. I respectfully welcome our distinguished chief guest, dignitaries on the day, faculty members, research scholars, students, and all the participants present here. Now, let us begin the validatory session. To formally welcome the gathering, I invite Dr. Jagadish K to deliver the welcome address.
Is indeed a matter of great privilege and honor for me to extend a cordial welcome to everyone gathered here for the validatory function of the one-day national workshop on IPR, recent trends of intellectual property rights in chemical research and industry, organized by Postgraduate Department of Chemistry and IPC Sarvadas College. In today's rapidly advancing scientific and technological landscape, intellectual property rights play a vital role in safeguarding innovation, promoting research excellence, and strengthening industrial development. So this workshop has provided an excellent academic platform for meaningful discussions on emerging trends, legal perspectives, and the practical significance of IPR in chemical science and chemistry. On behalf of the management, principals, faculty members, organizing committee, and students from Southern College, I extend my heartfelt and respectful welcome to our esteemed chief guest, Professor M.P. Sadasiva sir, whose distinguished academic contributions and guidance continue to inspire the scientific community. So I wholeheartedly welcome Dr. Professor M.P. Sadasiva sir. I also extend a warm welcome to our guest of honor, Professor G.L. Shankar sir, for graciously joining us and encouraging academic and research-oriented initiatives. So I wholeheartedly welcome Professor G.L. Shankar sir for this occasion. So I also extend my warm welcome to Dr. K. Murga Bhupati Raja sir, who is presented here, and also we are very grateful to Professor Bhupati Raja sir for joining us in this occasion. I wholeheartedly welcome Professor Bhupati Raja sir. My respectful welcome to our principal, Dr. Devika Madam, whose constant encouragement, visionary leadership, and support have been instrumental in the successful organization of this workshop. So I voluntarily welcome Dr. Devika Madam, principal of college. I also extend my sincere welcome to the convener, Dr. Gururaj sir, for their dedicated efforts and meticulous planning in organizing this workshop successfully. So I wholeheartedly welcome Dr. Gururaj sir for this. I further welcome all the respected faculty members, invited delegates, participants, research scholars, and students whose enthusiastic participation has made this program intellectually enriching and successful. So I sincerely hope that the knowledge shared during today's sessions will motivate all the participants to pursue innovative research with greater awareness of intellectual property protection and its importance in scientific advancement and industrial applications. So once again, I extend a warm welcome to one and all and wish a valuable function of your grand sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your warm and gracious welcome. I welcome you also, sir. Now, I invite Dr. Dilip Kumar Hay to introduce our Professor M.P. Sadashiva.
Good evening, everyone.
It gives me immense pleasure to and honor to introduce our esteemed guest for this validated session, Dr. MP Sadashiva sir, Professor in the Department of Studies in Chemistry at University of Mysore. Dr. Sadashiva sir, renowned academician and a researcher in the field of analytical chemistry and biologically heterocyclic active compounds. He has made significant contributions to the chemistry in the research through his dedication towards the teaching, innovation, scientific excellence. He has been honored with several prestigious awards and recognitions, including the Indo-US Raman Fellowship Award, BGST Young Scientist Award, Young Research Fellowship from the Ministry of European Research, Italy, and the elsewhere most cited paper award from the Oxford, United Kingdom. And he is also the fellow of the Royal Society of Chemistry, RSC Chemistry. Dr. Sadashiva sir has successfully guided 70 PhD scholars and research scholars. Several research scholars are currently pursuing their research under his guidance. He has published more than 100 research papers in reputed national as well as international journals. His research projects have also received funding support from the organizations such as UGC and UGST. Apart from his research contributions, he has actively served as a member of boards of studies, board of examinations, and has organized many workshops, seminars, and conferences. His academic journey and achievements continue to inspire students, teachers, and young research alike. We are truly fortunate and delighted to have such distinguished personalities today. On behalf of our institution and organizing committee, I extend a warm and heart welcome to Dr. MP Sadashiva sir for graciously accepting our invitation and being the part of this valedictory session. Valedictory session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful introduction. May I now request the dignitaries on the dais to felicitate our respected chief guest. Thank you all. Thank you, sir, for accepting our facilitation. Now it is my privilege to invite Professor MP Sadashiva sir to deliver the valedictory address.
Good evening to all. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Professor G.L. Shekhar, Governing Council Member, Chartered Nurse College, and also former Principal of NAE, Professor Dr. M. Delika, Principal, Chartered Nurse College, and my friend, and also just like he's like my teacher also, Guru Raj sir, and Professor Murugan, Muruga Tirupati Raj. He is also from our chemistry, peptide chemistry, and from Kerala Central University. Dear participants and also colleagues, first I would like to congratulate organizers for conducting this relevant, important topic on intellectual property rights. Particularly, it is very significant in chemistry as well as in industry. Particularly in chemistry research, it is very important. So, you know, from the morning you are sitting for all the sessions and also tired. You want to get out from this atmosphere. Correct? No, you need some rest for mind. So I'm not going to take much time. Just within a few minutes, I'm going to stop my speech. Actually, today I'm very fortunate to come here because I met Professor Shekhar Naik and also we talked about AI. I think from morning to evening you learn what is intellectual property rights. Correct? No, whether it is patent or whatever it may be, to get the rights. Correct? No, what is intellectual property? Anyone? Correct the word. When we are going to register it, or when we are going to own it, in one word. What type of inventions or discoveries we are going to register means done by human mind only. Correct? No? It should be done by human mind. If all inventions or discoveries are outcome from AI, what you are going to do? Artificial intelligence, you know very well, either in medicine, teaching, even in research, nowadays the AI is in front end. So if all the research done by AI means how you are going to climb it? Anyone? Still it is under discussion. We cannot register. We cannot claim for IPR if we done research using AI. Just you go through the relevant uses. Okay, so just we talked about AI. AI is replacing all even teachers, medical doctors, and also some theoretical aspects. For example, if I being a chemist, I am going to synthesize a molecule. How we are going to decide a molecule to synthesize? It should be active towards either any cancer activity or anything biological activity. But how we are going to decide it? First, theoretically, we are going to check whether this molecule, whether it is interact with proteins, pertinent protein or not. Correct? No. So it is nothing but a qualitative structural activity relationship. We used to tell QSAR technique. After understanding the primary concept of QSAR, we will decide. Then we are going to enter into the laboratory to synthesize the exact molecule. Correct? No? If we use AI, just we are going to ask it what type of molecule we are supposed to synthesize or for selective proteins or selective diseases. Definitely, it is going to give some minimum 60% probability molecules. Correct? No? Then we are going to enter into the laboratory. But chemistry people at least okay with respect to AI because after complete theoretical knowledge, you are supposed to handle it manually. Otherwise, you cannot do it. Correct? No? So, this is the problem with the AI concept with respect to intellectual property rights. This is one important. Just why I mentioned it after I had come here, we discussed about AI. And another important thing, particularly in our country, India is well cultured and also we have traditional. Correct? No? Have you read any news about neem and turmeric? It is a traditional medicine in our country, either in China or India. Correct? No? I think 10 to 15 years back, US and Europe tried to get patent, and also they took the patent. Correct? No? So then our Indian Council Scientific Research made conflict and also raise the complaint against it because they claimed it, I think, Mississippi University in USA. They claimed that turmeric they are going to use as an antifungal treatment. Turmeric or neem, I think, neem. Okay, so in the 1995, they claimed it, and also they got the patent. But after observed by the CSA, they raised the question about the intellectual property rights. So after constant fight against that patent uh, company, they are going to cancel it. It means that intellectual property rights is nothing but not only human mind, it should not be the natural tradition also. They are not going to find our ancient medicines. Correct? No? So similarly, turmeric also. Neem for antifungal. Turmeric, you know very well. Some Europe companies, I forget the exact name. Europe company claimed that turmeric is a efficient wound healing. After they got the patent observed by some activists from India, again raised the objections, then cancelled it. Why I am telling this, if we are going to register for any patent or whatever it may be for intellectual property rights, we need to understand it should be manufactured or synthesized by or idealized by human mind only. Okay, that is very important point with respect to IPR. And another important means disadvantage also is there in IPR. For example, cancer research drugs are there. That's during HIV, when it was in the peak in South Africa, some drugs patented and also they made too expensive. Then objection raised because of the expensive. It should not be problem for the patients in South Africa. Correct? No. Afterwards, they used some generic drug. Generic medicine should not be patented. Means it should be beneficial towards the society. These are all very important things. So, being a chemist or being a scientist, we know very well about historical background with Edison and with Tesla, Nikola Tesla, Thomas Alva Edison and Nikola Tesla. I read about him, Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison, and also you know the conflict. This conflict tells us brain is not very much important. After discovering, we should know how to protect it. Correct? No? Thomas Alva Edison, knowledge as well as he commercialized and also he know how to protect his research. But Nikola Tesla, the best scientist, what he has discovered in the 1880, still now we are not going to change minor corrections in AC power. You know very well. Just we go through this story. It will be available in the internet. I am not going to tell all the story because I told you to take only 2 to 3 minutes. So Nikola Tesla, he was a very brainy fellow, but he failed. He was not much aware of intellectual property rights and also you don't know how to protect his research. Because of that purpose, he died as a poor. Being a big researcher, he died as a research poor. It is nothing but I'm going to conclude this, my topic, means my speech. Being a researcher, we should know our research should not went idle. It should be useful and also we should understand how to protect it. Okay, so with this I'm going to stop my speech because already we crossed the 5:30. So you all are eagerly awaiting to go home. Thank you for the invitation and also I am very happy for the thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable and inspiring words. Your thoughts have truly enriched us and motivated us to understand the importance of intellectual property rights in chemical industry. Now, I request Dr. Etiraj Sharma sir to introduce our guest of honor, Professor G. L. Shekhar sir.
Good evening, everyone. It is indeed a pleasure, privilege to introduce a distinguished guest, Dr. K. who is an eminent academician, researcher, innovator, and more than all, he is a valued member of the Cloney Council of Sharda Education Institutions. Dr. Shekhar is a former principal and CEO of the National Institute of Engineering, NI, Mysore, where he rendered remarkable service in the fields of technical education, research, and institutional development. Throughout his career, he has consistently promoted innovation and multidisciplinary engineering research. He has been associated with several patented innovations, particularly in the area of mechanical engineering and industrial systems. One of his notable patented contributions is a programmable cooking device and method for automated cooking, developed in collaboration with fellow researchers. This innovation reflects his commitment to applying engineering principles to practical and socially relevant applications. Dr. Shekhar has also contributed significantly to interdisciplinary research, including studies related to material preparation and characterization, leading to important patent applications and scholarly contributions. His journey as an educator, administrator, and innovator continues to inspire us, several researchers and faculty members alike. We are truly honored by his presence today. Once again, I welcome you to this validictory sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for brief introduction. Now, I request Professor G.S. Shekhar, sir, to address the gathering.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಹಿಂದೆ ಬಹಳ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ signals that I had to close my speech as early as possible. Of course, the organizer is clever enough to give only 5 minutes to me because they realized once upon a time I was also a professor of an engineering college. So our minimum time is 50 minutes plus 10 minutes for attendance. Surely I cut down the pay for only 5 minutes. So respected dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, my esteemed colleagues and students, and congratulations to the organizers, more so Devka ma'am, for having conceived to conduct a program of this kind. Now I will not go into the API issues because that is a very critical topic for me, and I've already conducted a couple of programs when I was in NIE. But only one thing that I would like to convey to the youngsters. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು imagine any instrument, any hardware, any software. Please understand, either 100% of that comes from outside India or at least 60% comes from outside India. Economics ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you take your Facebook Meta, you take WhatsApp, you take Google, you take anything including your latest ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, you take anything including the mobile that you are holding in your hand is not from India. So what does it convey? We are simply into technology adoption. Hello, technology ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ತಗೋತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಸದಾಶಿವ ಭಾಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ರು. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನಲ್ things which are already there existing cannot be translated into IPR. Same thing, software cannot be translated into IPR. ನಾನೇನೋ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು IPR ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. To what extent you have written an algorithm that enhances the speed of your processor, for example. If you have that one, then only you will see that there is some IPR scope. Otherwise, to get an IPR, especially in the software companies, it is very, very difficult. Today, India is, I think, number 2 in the world in terms of startups. So, ನಿಮ್ಮಂತವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಕಲಿತೀರಿ, ಪಾಠ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. There is lot of scope for startups. Government of India has established SIPP, right? So that is exclusively meant for startups, intellectual property for startups. So look at all those literature, and there's a broad outline that is making India an Atmanirbhar. I take only one example of Atmanirbhar. You take any defense equipment. Unfortunately, we are again importing from other countries. You take Rafale, you take MiG, you take Sukhoi, any kind of fighter jets, aircrafts, including the drones. As recently as about 2 months ago, we brought a lot of drones from countries like Israel. Israel ಚಿಕ್ಕದೆ ತಲೆ ಎತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ದೇಶ ಇದೆ ಹೊಡೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಎತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ದೇಶ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ದೇಶ today they are in a position to manufacture best of the products, produce best of the things. So what important role that we have to see is materials. So material is your domain, professor. So it says in chemistry. So we completely involve in materials. So materials research is going in a very big way. So I suggest the youngsters to look at what is happening in India, forget about the world. Unfortunately, we are training every rupee converted into dollars, and that is the reason today dollar has touched 98, 99 rupees. Petrol and diesel is going northwards because we import so many things. So unless and until we become self-sufficient, very mobile, more of the WhatsApp group, it will not take you long further away. So my only suggestion is, in case you have some ideas, put it into some small projects. It may be as simple as just 1 month project or 2 months project. See whether it has any value. If there is value, Government of India has set up massive organizations who even give the legal support free of cost, and they give rebate on the IT fees to the extent of 8%. So youngsters should look at that and ensure that India becomes a top-notch country. The domestic economy is so good that is there number 3 in the world. But in terms of technology, we are nowhere closer to even a smaller countries like Israel. So youngsters should get up, look at the technology, look at the science and technology, and be prepared and be innovative and try to get as many ideas as possible. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Thanks, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful address. Now we shall proceed with the distribution of certificates to all the participants. I request dignitaries on the dais to kindly distribute the certificates. I call Shilpa BJ. Please come and collect your certificates. And Darshan SS, you also please come and collect your certificates. And Arun also, please come and collect your certificates. Thank you all. Now I request Dr. M. Devika ma'am to deliver the presidential address.
A very good evening to all the doctors here, dignitaries on the dais, students across my society, our own students, my esteemed colleagues, research scholars, faculty members of the departments. I'm fortunate that people are there even for the presidential address of the validictory program. So definitely I will not take more than 1 minute. I just wanted to say, or I just wanted to congratulate the Department of Chemistry, especially Post-Graduation Department of Chemistry, for having organized a workshop on IPR as said by both the resource persons. We just wanted our youngsters to know that innovation is very important, and more so protecting your innovation, protecting your intellectual property is much more important. I hope you have heard three eminent personalities who even have patents in their name. You have hope you have had sufficient interaction with all those. You have imbibed what is innovation or how to differentiate between discovering innovation, how to file a patent, so many things. Hope our workshop was useful, and I think it is a grand success because all of you are still here. You are still showing interest in listening to the chief guest of the validictory program also. So once again, thank you all for your patient hearing and hope your stay throughout the day was, what I can say, fruitful and meaningful. Hope you have had a meaningful workshop and have enjoyed your stay in Shadavilas. Once again, I congratulate the entire organizing team, my faculty members who have supported the organizing team, and also the student volunteers who have worked for the workshop. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your encouraging and insightful address. To propose the vote for thanks, I invite Dr. Vinisha H.M. ma'am. A very good evening to everyone present here. It gives me an immense pleasure and honor to propose the vote of thanks for the valedictory session of the one-day national workshop on IPR, recent trends of intellectual property rights in chemical research and industry. On behalf of the Postgraduate Department of Chemistry and IPSC Shadaglas College, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the dignitaries and participants for making this workshop a grand success. First and foremost, I express my sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. M.P. Sadashiva, Professor, Department of Studies in Chemistry, Manasa Gangotri, University of Mysore, for delivering an enlightening and valuable valedictory address. Your words have truly inspired and motivated all the participants. On a personal note, I feel especially privileged and honored to express my gratitude to Professor M.D. Sadashiva as I had the opportunity to be his student during my MSc. It is truly proud and memorable moment for me to thank my respected teacher, Dr. M.D. Sadashiva. I also extend my respectful thanks to our guest of honor, Professor G.L. Shekhar, Senior Governing Council Member, Shadavilas Educational Institutions, Mysuru, for gracing this occasion and encouraging us with your esteemed presence. Thank you, sir. I extend a heartfelt gratitude to our resource persons, Dr. Murugas Upati Raja, Dr. Madhiraj, and Dr. Hanumantacha Joshi for their valuable time and expertise. My sincere, my sincere gratitude goes to our respected principal, Dr. M. Devika, for her constant support, encouragement, and guidance throughout the organization of this program. I would especially like to thank our coordinator, Dr. R. Gururaja, adjunct professor, for his valuable guidance, continuous encouragement, and wholehearted support in successfully organizing this workshop. I extend a heartfelt gratitude to our organizing members of this workshop, Dr. Dilip Kumar, Dr. Prakash, and Dr. Jagdish, for your dedication, hard work to organize this workshop. Thank you all. I would also like to thank all the speakers, participants, faculty members, research scholars, and students for your active participation and involvement, which made this workshop highly interactive and meaningful. A special note of appreciation to the organizing committee, teaching and non-teaching staff, volunteers, and student coordinators for their tireless efforts and teamwork in successfully conducting this program. Finally, I thank each and everyone gathered here for your valuable presence and cooperation. Once again, Thank you all for making this workshop memorable and successful. Thank you all. Have a pleasant evening. Thank you, ma'am. We come to the end of the today's validictory function. Thank you all for your active participation and cooperation throughout the workshop. Have a pleasant evening. Thank you all.